What's up, YouTube? What's up, friends? This is going to be basically a gun video, but it's not really featuring a gun or talking about a particular gun or anything. This is a subject that we need to have because we're dealing with this on a constant basis, mass shootings, and how do we deal with them? Now, just to give you some perspective, the chances of you getting involved into a mass shooting event is very low, okay? But because it's happening so often, and it's to me it's such a tragedy, right? It's the media emphasizes these things, which they should cover them. It should get coverage, right? But because of the highlight, right, of these events, it's in our conscious. It's going to be part of your thought process, especially right after an event occurs, right? You're going to be on heightened alert. I can get it out, guys. You're going to be on heightened alert because you've just heard of what could happen, right? And unfortunately, in this country, it's happening way too often. I'm not going to get into why they occur or what's causing them because I don't really have those answers, okay? And I want to also preference this video by saying I've never been shot at. I've never been in one of these, in that type of situation. I'm very familiar with firearms. I've been trained and continuously to be trained. Training is a lot like life, right? You can learn something every day. You never stop training, okay? You never stop trying to learn. So it's a constant process that just does not stop, all right? So I say I've been trained. It's not like I'm the end all be all, okay? Because here's what I really want you guys to understand, right? I've never served in the military, so I've never been shot at. I grew up in a pretty decent environment, so I wasn't around that type of activity. So I've never had to defend my life with my firearm, right? I've never been shot at before, okay? So all the nuances that I'm going to be speaking on, I know that in the line of fire, you might not be able to think about these things, but that's part of the training process, okay? You want the things that you want to think about and the things you want to do in those situations not to be have to be thought of. You want them to be automatic. You want them to be second nature, okay? If I pick up my firearm right now, I could put a blindfold on. I could break it down, put it back together, pull the trigger, rack it. I can operate my firearm without seeing it. It's second nature. That's what practice does. So the reason why you practice, the reason why you want to think about these scenarios beforehand is so that when you're approached, when you're into that situation, when you have to deal with it, hopefully some of the things will come to you without you having to consciously think of it. Hopefully some things will become natural. Hopefully you could slow down the process for just a second and think, I should do this, this, and this, okay? And hopefully it will save your life, okay? Because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about saving lives. I'm doing this video not because I'm trying to, I've always told you guys, I do things not for the masses. I want the masses to hear me, right? Who doesn't want to be heard by a multitude of people? All I'm trying to do is get through one. if I can get through one person, if I can help one person think in that situation of what they should be doing, then it was worth it. That's all my goal. That's what my whole goal is. So I hope that, I hope that the things that I say, you can take it in that frame of mind, that these are things that you should think about. I'm trying to create a discussion, okay? After you watch my video, hopefully you watch the whole video, okay? Go research on your own. Talk to people that you trust, that you feel have knowledge, research things for yourself. I'm trying to spark a conversation, but the work has to be put in by you. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the thought process. What should I be doing? What's next? How do I approach this? The whole 9 yards, right? You have to do that constantly, right? Repetition. And then when it happens, hopefully it never happens. But if it does happen, then perhaps you can do something to help save your life. Hopefully you can help not only save your life, but hopefully you can help someone else to save their life. Okay? It's about making a difference. And that's all I'm trying to do. Just make a difference. So let's get into this a little bit. Like I said, I've had some discussions. I was on a show a couple of weeks ago, and we got into a heated debate about it. And it's a situation where you don't know what's going to happen, right? You don't know how you're going to respond, right? But we know what happens if you don't respond. We know what happens if you don't do anything, okay? We know those results, okay? And those results are not good. So anything that we can do to help ourselves is a positive, okay? It's a positive. We already know the results if we do nothing. So let's talk about some things we can do, okay? So, this video was sparked by conversation. I'm not going to tell you the story because I'm still wrapping my head around it because it's kind of unbelievable. But I got someone reached out to me, someone that I did not expect to reach out to me. Trust me, right? And he told me that he likes some of the things that I'm doing, and that we just started talking about these situations and what you should be doing. And some of the things that I've talked about on my last video, right? He really liked, right? And so what he did was he told me that he gave me some resources to look up some information to try to find out what is the best way I can relay to you some of the techniques that you should try to do if you ever get caught in that situation. Okay, so through my research, through the guys that I've looked up, through some of the reading materials, it's a constant. They might say it in a little different way, but they all come down basic to the same 3 principles, the same 3 steps that you should be following. Okay, so the first one is avoidance, okay? Trying to get away, all right? If you ever in that situation, you need to try to get away, okay? You don't want to, I think it's a non-brainer, right? You don't want to just stay there, right? You want to try to avoid. You want to try to get away. But you have to think about some things before you do so, okay? Now, this is going to get into some of the things that people are a little uncomfortable with, right? So I'm going to try to say these things without sounding, I don't want to scare anyone, okay? I don't want to put more fear in anyone than necessary, okay? So I'm going to try to measure my statements, okay? So if you're in a situation and a person has a rifle, okay, one of the things you have to think about when it comes to avoidance, space does not mean safety. Okay? And what I mean by that is this: if you expose yourself, if a person has a rifle, whichever type of rifle it is, okay, a person has a rifle and you're under attack with a person with a rifle, he might not understand it, but by putting yourself out in the open, providing space, you're putting yourself in more danger. Now, hopefully, if you're running away, he doesn't see you, you're all good, right? You get away, you call for help, you're all good, right? But a rifle is made to be shot at targets with distance. It's not for close quarters. Could you be hurt? Of course you could be hurt. Could you be killed? Of course you could be killed in close quarters. But that's not what that weapon is designed for. That weapon is designed for someone with distance. Okay? In essence, you are in probably more danger if a person tries to attack you with a handgun. Now, I was really hesitant about saying that because hopefully I'm not giving some nutball an idea. Okay? That's what I'm here to try to help you to understand the danger that you're in these situations. Okay? If a person has a handgun, right? Distance is your friend. Okay? It's a lot harder to hit a target that's running away. And another thing, if you're running, don't run in a straight line. You know, you want to maneuver. You want to maneuver something, okay? If you're in a building with walls, feel free to walk, to not walk, but to run outside, because you got the walls as a barrier. But if you're in a place with just open glass or open area, that space is not your friend, okay? That space is not your friend. What your friend is at that moment is to be in undercover, to be behind a barrier, not to be seen. Because that space with a rifle is a deadly combination. Okay? A handgun, you're now, you want that space. You want that avoidance and you want that space. Because it's a lot harder to hit someone moving away from you with a handgun than it is with a rifle. So if a person is attacking you with a handgun, you want to create that space. Okay? So I know that's a lot to think about in a split second, but the more you think about it, the more you practice for it, the more that you put thought into it, perhaps if hopefully it never occurs, right? Obviously we don't want it to ever occur, but if it does occur, hopefully some of these things might snap in your head and might help you. Okay? So again, you want to try to avoid it. You want to try to run. You want to try to get away. All right? But you have to understand what you're dealing with. If you're in an enclosed spot, no windows, run outside, just get away. Understand that cover, that building is your shield. He's in that building. So that building is your shield. And you can run. But if you're in an open area, if you're in a store with open windows, and he sees you, he has line of sight to you, if he wants to, that rifle gives him a better opportunity to do damage. Okay? So, again, the first process, the first thing you want to think about is avoidance. Okay? How do I get away? How do I escape? Okay? So, the second thing that you want to try to do, if escaping is not the answer, if it's not an option, right? You want to deny. You want to deny access to you. Okay, so if you are in a store or in a place that has multiple rooms, right? Those are great spots. Go into that room, right? Find a safe place. Find some shelter somewhere. Okay. If it's possible, if there's a lock on the door, lock the door. If there's no door lock, anything you can get your hand on, try to push in front of that door. Make it harder for that person to come into that room, because you want that room to be your safe haven. If there's a closet, pin yourself in that closet. Get as low and as small as you can get. Okay? Turn off your phone if you could think about it. I know this is a lot, but if you can, turn off that phone. The last thing you want is for the guy or girl to be coming in and hear a phone, and now your position is revealed, right? So try to think about turning off your phone. Okay. One other thing too, when it comes to when you're trying to leave. Don't worry about what you have. Okay. Don't. If you're leaving, don't go back for your phone. Okay. If you got your phone, that's cool, but don't go back for nothing. Okay. Don't say, I forgot my phone. Let me go back right quick. It is take a second. No. If you have an opportunity to run. Forget about that phone. Okay. Forget about that purse. Forget about that wallet. Forget about everything. Right. If you have an opportunity to go. Okay. So try to find a safe place. Try to find a place that you can put a barrier between you and that person. A door, anything, man. If you in a store, try to find the freezer. Okay, hey, I'd rather be cold than dead. Okay, so just try to find a spot that you can hide, and then try to pin that door. If it has a lock it. If it doesn't, try to pin that door with something that will make it harder for them to gain access. Okay, so avoidance. Then you want to deny, and when I say deny, I mean deny access to you in some kind of way. Okay, so let's try to do that. All right. Now, the last one, and this is very controversial to some people. They don't believe in this, but the last point is defend. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't believe in guns. Okay, and I understand that. But one thing I do want to say for people who do believe in guns, if you have a gun, if you own a fire weapon, firearm, I hope that you have been trained. Some of your training will evolve. You will be exposed to some techniques, right? I know a lot of people don't agree. Some people don't agree with what I'm about to say, but listen. If it's between you and that other person, let it be that other person. Please. Don't allow fear to stop you from protecting yourself. Okay? One of the things that I'm very secure in is my relationship with God. And that relationship has taught me something. Right? Fear no man. I don't want to die. I have a desire to live. There's a lot of things that I want to accomplish in this life. There's a lot of people that look up to me, and I want to help guide them. There are people that I look up to, and I could continue want to learn from them. Okay, a lot of people I love, and I want that love to exist. I have a strong will for self-preservation. A strong will for self-preservation. Okay. Again, like I said earlier, I've never been shot at. Do I know exactly what I'm going to do? I can't say with certainty because I've never done it. But I know what I feel. And all a man could do is know what he feels. And I'm only going to express what I feel. I have a strong desire to live. I have a strong desire to protect my family. An extremely strong will to protect my family. I have an extreme will to protect my family. Can I say that again? Okay? So, if it means taking someone's life and defending myself with a firearm, I'm very certain, I'm extremely certain that will not be a problem. Okay? So I would say this. You have to understand that once you're in this situation, if you cannot find a way to escape, okay, if your position is found and you're faced with a decision to defend yourself, you no longer have the luxury of being hidden. You have to understand it's you or them. And obviously, they have made a decision that they want to take your life. If they're in that room, if they're in that building with a firearm, they have decided to take your life. Now, you have to decide whether or not your life is worth defending. Because right now, no one is coming to save you. The police may be on their way, but they're not there at that moment. So I know for a fact that my relationship with God has taught me to fear no man. And I can't say this with enough conviction. I fear no man. Do I have a death wish? Do I desire to be put in that position? No, I don't. But self-preservation is high on my list. Okay? And I will say it again. Defending my family is very, very high on my list. Okay? I don't know if you got that message or not. Okay? I don't know if you got that message, but that is truly what I am about. Do I want to take someone else's life? No. I have never been put in that situation. But with as much conviction as I can produce, I will tell you that I shall. Okay? That's all I can say. I have no other way of explaining it. Okay? So once I've decided that that's what I'm going to do, I have to think, what do I do? Because I know one thing. I know the result if I don't do anything. I know that result. So I have to think, what do I do to change that result? Okay? So, again, I'll try to do this in a way that, you know, I don't want to be too graphic, okay? But you have to find anything that can be a weapon. If you have a firearm, one thing I want to say when you have a firearm, and this is something if you're going through some training, you should be familiar with these techniques, right? If you have to use your firearm in a self-defense situation, okay? Now we know in the Buffalo and some other situations, the attacker had body armor, right? So one of the things, and the first thing some people might think, oh, I'm gonna shoot him in the head. Okay, that's not a good thing to think about, because if you understand, the head is one of the smallest parts of the body. Okay, so hitting the head in a stressful situation, it's not, the odds are against you. The body armor is designed to protect your vital organs. Okay. I'm sure there's body armor that goes lower than your stomach. Most of it stops right here at your stomach. Okay. So your target should be the pelvic area. Shoot him in the nuts. Okay, the legs. Again, the legs are very small when they're separated. They're a very small target. If you fire enough shots, you understand that positioning your firearm just a few inches below the stomach, right, will put you on target. You're already low, so you're in a natural position. Okay, the pelvic area is where you should be going for. Okay, not the head. That's movies. I'm hitting him in the head. That's movies. Okay, real life, you should already be low. Remember what I told you when you're trying to deny, right? Deny excess, right? You're trying to hide. You want to get small and get low. So you're already low. So the natural firing position is up. That's where I can put it, hit him in the nuts. Okay? All right? So if that's not an option, if you don't have a firearm, right, that is not the only way to defend yourself. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of things, a couple of techniques that could help you. And again, when you're in a stressful situation, right, it's going to be very difficult to think, right? Very difficult to think. So sometimes you're going to have to think about these hands beforehand. So practice. You know, I'm just saying, man, do what you can to save your life. That's what I'm getting at. Okay? Do whatever it takes to save your life. So I'm going to give you a couple of things, a couple of hints, right? Now, we all know what a rifle looks like. We all know what a handgun looks like. Okay? So, go back to what I said earlier. A rifle in close quarters, you don't understand this, because everyone wants to say he had an AK, he had what do they call it always? They always call it a war, a killing machine, or whatever they call it, right? It's still a gun. Okay, whether it's a rifle or a handgun, it's still a gun. It takes a finger pull to fire a round. It's a gun. So if you're fearful of that AK or that AR, you should also be fearful of that handgun, because they will kill you equally. This is what people don't. This is people. They go cuckoo when they think about an AR or AK, like it's something different. Okay? It's a handgun is just as dangerous as a rifle. Okay? Understand that. There's no difference. It's dangerous. They are both killing machines. Okay? In that situation, with in control of a maniac, it's a killing machine, regardless to what it is, a rifle or a handgun. But I want you to think about some things, okay? I know in that situation, you might not be able to think. I realize that. People freeze up. I realize that. But just in case you don't, think about some things, okay? If you're faced with a rifle, in essence, it's better. If you are close enough, if you can close the space, you have an advantage. A rifle, you need distance to bring that barrel in front of you, in front of your target, okay? That process gives you an opening, okay? It gives you an opening. If you know that it's inevitable, I say that word right, that he's gonna come in, don't be on the opposite side of the door with space. Remember what I told you, a rifle, space is exactly what he wants, because now he can point his weapon and choose his target. Yet if you close the space, now he has to get his weapon around to you in order to shoot you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. In order to hit his target. Okay? So if you know that he's going to come through that door, because we all understand these things. If you're in a closet, right? Hopefully he's opening the door and not just shooting through the door, right? Or shooting in the closet randomly. Hopefully he opens the door. If he opens the door, guys, it's your life you're trying to save. So forget about what's cute. Forget about what you can't do. Think about what you can do. And what you can do in that situation is grab that gun. If that end of that barrel isn't pointed at you, you are in a better state. So when he comes to that door, grab that rifle. Wrestle for that rifle. When you wrestle, don't go in front of the gun. Go behind the gun. Go toward him and fight for that gun. Fight for your life. You understand what I'm saying? Fight for your life. Because we know what happens if you don't fight. We already know the outcome of that. If he comes in there with a rifle, use the element of closing that space. Because when he has a rifle, space is his friend. You get on the opposite, you get on the side of that door. When he comes in with that rifle, don't grab the butt of the rifle, don't grab the end of the rifle. Don't grab the barrel, right? But if you can get your hand around the barrel, the only thing about grabbing the barrel, that's why I said don't grab the barrel, because if he shoots, the barrel gets hot, and you can't stop but let it go. Now you're in a bad situation. But if you grab that stock, if you grab the middle of the gun, right? You grab the middle of the gun, grab the hand guard, okay? Grab anything other than that little skinny piece that comes out that shoots the projectile. Grab anything but that. But if you have to grab that shit, grab that too. Fight for your life. You understand me? You grab that gun and you try to wrestle that gun with all that you can. If you have something in that room, one of the best weapons that you can deploy is a fire extinguisher. If you can get yourself a hold of a fire extinguisher, you can hit them with it. One of the best things you could do, because if he can't see you, he can't hit you. Fire it off and hit him in the face with the spray. That'll blind him. If you can find anything in that room, any type of cleaning supplies, anything like that, right? Any kind of chemicals, right? Use it as a weapon. Spray him in the eyes. Try to avoid him and spray him in his eyes. Then you wrestle for that gun. Okay? Don't allow that barrel to be pointed at you. Try to avoid that barrel from being pointed at you. On the side, you wrestle for it. Okay? Fight for your life. Fire extinguisher. You can hit them, spray them. One of the best things is to spray them. Spray them with that fire extinguisher. Okay? It's going to blind them, disorient them. You can get that gun. Okay? You ain't got to use it. But if he ain't got it, he can't use it. Okay? Scissors, pen, anything to stab. Okay? Fight. Don't take it laying down. Fight. If you wasn't able to escape, if you couldn't avoid being seen, damn it, fight. He's trying to hurt you. damn it, hurt him. So scissors, if you got a knife, beautiful. And you want to hit something, you want to hit a main artery. The neck would be a great spot to hit. You know, I hate to be gruesome, man. Eyes, you know, neck, hand, okay? All these spots are crucial spots. You don't want to hit meat places with a lot of meat. So legs, unless you hit a major artery, that's not a good spot to hit someone. Okay, the main body. If you have a small knife, it's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna stop them. You hit them in the hand. There's so many nerves in your hand. There's so many nerves in your hand, right? You hit someone a couple times in their hand. One thing, they might not be able to pull that trigger, right? You might not be able to hold that gun, right? Okay? The neck is your main arteries are here. Your windpipe is here. There's so many crucial parts. Your neck is crucial. Okay? The eyes. Okay? If you're able to grab something that's hard, the nose. It's a great spot to hit someone in their nose. Okay? Like I said, I hate to be gruesome with this, right? But people freak out when they see their own blood. They could. And if that person is, I'm gonna call them what they are. I've done it before, and it's always, to me, they're cowards. Anyone that comes in and shoots, and any terrorist that comes in and shoots innocent people is a freaking coward. So hopefully that coward, seeing his blood, will put him at pause. Then maybe you can get that weapon. Okay? Maybe you can get that weapon. So now, if he has a handgun, it's gonna be a lot harder to get that weapon, right? I'm telling you, a handgun, and I hate to say this because, and I really debated on what I should say and not say, because I don't want to get in it, but I don't want to get in these freaking psychos ideas, right? But a handgun is so dangerous to me in these situations because it's designed for close quarters. It's harder to grab. It's harder to get away from in close quarters, right? So if that person has a handgun, the best thing I can help you with is, you know, if you have some gun training, you know some things you can do to help protect yourself, and trying to explain it would be nearly impossible, right? But if you have an opportunity to defend yourself, again, like I said, man, just try your best to dislodge. You're not going to be able to grab it as easy as a rifle. You know, I mean, really, to be honest with you, man, people are so up in arms about AKs and ARs as killing machines and this and that. If I have to be in that situation, I hope that person has a rifle, because I have so many options to defend myself. You don't realize it. You don't realize it, but that's the truth. And I hate saying that because I hate giving some freaking psycho some goddamn ideas. But damn it, I prefer a rifle. If I have to defend myself, I prefer that person to be coming at me with a rifle, because I have so many opportunities to defend myself. Okay? So, again, like I said, let's go back to the handgun. So, a handgun, one of the things, if you got an opportunity, you know, definitely we want him in their hand. It's so hard to handle a handgun, right? It's hard to handle a handgun when your hand is damaged. Okay, if they can't see you, again, a fire extinguisher, guys, you just don't realize how valuable a fire extinguisher is, right? If you can blind them, hit them in the head with it, because a fire extinguisher is pretty. They're not very heavy. You know, of course, you get some real huge ones, right? But a lot of times they're small, right? And you can swing that thing around pretty good, right? And you can cause some damage, right? The nose, again, the nose. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. Okay. The nose, blind them, nose. You see what I'm saying? Those are the things you should be thinking about. Then once they disoriented, maybe you can get that weapon. Okay. And again, I'm not saying get the weapon to shoot. You don't have to shoot. But if he doesn't have the weapon, he can't shoot you. I mean, it's just simple, right? So, those are some of the things that I wanted to put out to try to help you defend yourself in case of these, if that situation ever occurs. Man, to me, this is like life insurance, man. Nobody wants to talk about it, but everybody should. You should talk about it, you know, because you never know when you're going to need it, right? If you have a firearm, practice. Just continue to practice. Continue to stay sharp. You don't have to go to the range to practice. I've done some videos, and I'm gonna start doing some more videos on how you should be practicing without having to fire a shot. You should be able to pick up your gun every day to do something, some type of practice. Practice aiming, practice your trigger control, practice breaking down your gun, practice clearing your gun, cases jammed. These things should be done every day because you want it to become habit. You want it to become an instinct. You don't want to have to think about what you have to do. It should be like walking. Do you have to think about walking? No. That's the way that should be done. Listen. My only point is we know what happens if we do nothing. We know what happens if they have their free will. We get hurt. We die and we get hurt. So I'm making this video simply because I don't want us to just go out without a fight, without doing something. So, 3 things you have to think about. If you're ever in that situation, avoidance, getting away, in essence. Think about how you should get away. Don't just put yourself exposed in open areas. Okay? If you're in a building that has walls, now you can go out freely. Run freely. Run in a zigzag motion. Don't be a easy target, okay? Because you're running away doesn't mean you're safe, all right? There's a opportunity there of danger. So you don't want to just assume, hey, I'm out, I'm free, okay? Still consider what you need to do. Run erratically, okay? Not in a straight line. Okay? Please, don't just expose yourself. If you have open windows, please be very cautious of that. Because now I'm telling you, if that person has a rifle, you have created the situation that he wants. He needs space to be effective with that rifle. Okay? So just freely running away might not be the best idea. If I have a back door, if I have a way to escape that he can't see, go for it. That's your chance. Go for it. But don't just run away without thinking first. I know that this situation is going to be terrifying. But all I can tell you is I draw my strength from my Father, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. His Father. I gain my strength from him. Because what he has taught me is to never fear no man. Doesn't have power over me. Does not have power. I do not give that person power over me. Now, whatever happens, happens. I don't want it to happen. I have a strong desire to live. But whatever happens, happens. But I am not going out without trying. I'm going to try to escape, avoid, escape, same thing. Deny, don't give access, try to hide, try to get low, get small, get low. Try to put something in between you and that shooter. Try to lock that door. Please. I know this is something that you probably not going to think about, because damn it, I forget to do it when I go into a customer and they ask you to turn your phone off. I forget to do it, so how in the hell am I going to think about it if I'm in a stressful situation, right? But maybe, just maybe, if you think about it, maybe it'll snap back. We already know what happens if it doesn't. Try to turn that phone off. Try to turn that phone off. It just might save your life. Okay? We already know what happens if it doesn't. Hopefully you can remember. Turn that phone off. Get small. Get low and get small. Try to put barriers in front of that door. Deny access. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, fight. Damn it, fight for your life. Don't give that freaking coward what he wants. Don't give him a humble, willing target. Give him someone that's mad, angry, and ready to fight for their life. That's what you give him. So, guys, I hope I was able to spark some ideas, give you some thought. Again, I apologize for if there's something that I said that offended you. Wasn't what I was trying to do at all, right? I was wanting to do this video a while ago, and I got a phone call on Sunday that really pushed me to do it, because the conversation I had with that man really sparked me to, we have to talk to our people. This video is a lot like insurance. We don't want to talk about it. We're afraid of it. We don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss that. But we have to have discussions like this. I hope that if any coward is watching this, I hope you get what you deserve. I hope someone that's watching this video gives you exactly what you freaking deserve. And that's a fucking fight. Because that's what you don't want. Because if you wanted a fight, you would go somewhere where someone you know would be fighting back. So you pick on somebody that you know is not going to fight back. You fucking coward. Excuse my language. So, avoidance, deny, fight. It's three principles you should think about very hard. Okay, if you're in a place where your workspace, think about these things. I'm sure with the situations that we're in now, the frequencies of these events, I'm sure a lot of these workplaces are already talking about it and they're practicing some things. I know a lot of schools do drills and things of that nature. To me, it's very sad, right? But it's necessary. This is like insurance. I know you don't want to talk about it, but we have to think about it. Okay? We have to think about it. So, guys, thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have any ideas, like I said earlier, the things that I talked about, I'm wanting to spark a conversation. Okay? I want you to talk to people. Like I said, practice. One of the advantages you have in your workspace, you know your workspace hopefully better than the person that's trying to attack you, right? Hopefully. Use it to your advantage. Understand the spots where you can go and not go. where you won't be exposed. Understand the exit. Understand the hiding places. Understand the doors that have locks. Okay? Understand these things. Think about these things. Think about them a lot. Because the more you think about them, when it happens, I pray it never happens. But if it happens, hopefully you can react and not just think, what should I do? Hopefully you can just act. Okay? Hopefully you can just act. So, guys, again, subscribe to the channel. I try to put out consistent content, but hit the notification bell so you can see when I put out something. Hopefully, like I said, that you can have some interest in. And guys, I'm gonna end this like I always in my videos. And this, to me, it means more in this video than it ever does, right? Guys, take care of each other. Guys, love each other. And guys, please, please be blessed. Reddy Cat is out. Peace.